Oh, what's up, you guys? I'm here with another comic book review. And this time we're talking about Arkham City. Hold on. I forgot the name. Oh, what's up, you guys? I am Chippy Joe, and we are here with another comic book review. And this time we are talking about Arkham City, The Order of the World, issue number 1. Starts off with a doctor's note, Jocasta, and she's talking about how she sees Gotham and looking at how Gotham handles mental health and insanity and all of this. This is apparently set, I'm guessing, in an alternate timeline of Batman Arkham Asylum. The video game, after Joker attacks and overruns Arkham Asylum, and all of these inmates or patients, however, depending on who you're talking to, sometimes they're called the inmates of Arkham Asylum, and other people are calling patients of Arkham Asylum. They're all set free, and she walks into this room of this girl, and she's like trying to like calm her down, and she looks under the bed, and Ratcatcher is there, and he's squeaking at the doctor, and he's like, Amadeus is not looking for a rat, he's looking for a man. And she's like, well, you're not a rat, you're a rat catcher. And so he gets arrested. He has been fighting the urge to cannibalize, and luckily, he was arrested before anything could have been done. And she's talking to this police officer, and she's like, listen, he does not need to go to Blackgate. He is sick. He needs a room with no sort of stimulus, very, very low light. Just let him, just to keep him calm. And she wants to go back to her office in Arkham. And the officer said, okay, I'll take you. There's also a guy hiding in the shadows that's taking pictures. Don't know what that's about yet. And then so then they're in her office, and he's like, and she's talking about the evolution of therapy and psychology, and how we used to call these places madhouses, and then there were lunatic asylums, and now they're simply called mental hospitals. So now he's the police officer is talking about all of these weird things she has, and she's like, well, it helps me keep in mind how far we've come. And she's looking through her files, and you see Jarvis Tetch, the Mad Hatter. You also see the Ten-Eyed Man, who is basically needing, he's like, I need teeth for something, because I have entrails from a butcher shop and hair from a drain, but none of that is human enough. And so he removes this guy's jaw. And you see a couple of other people. You see like Nocturna and Dr. Phosphorus, and like they're like looking at this normal family, because they want to be normal. He's not a 7-foot tall radioactive skeleton, and she's not a vampire. Like, that's not normal. We are normal. Like, they're trying to convince themselves. And like you see also Professor Pig, who is killing someone because that's what that's what he likes to do. He likes to make them perfect and make them into dolls and all that. And so, like, you're getting these, like, back and forths between seeing these patients and this conversation between the officer and the doctor. And so the officer gets a call. They end up going to the sewers where Jarvis Tetch is, and these two people are burnt to a crisp. And she said, he must have hit a trigger phrase that like fried them, literally. So there must have been something huge that spooked Jarvis. And you do see Jarvis like walking down, and um, this spirit says, "Let's go home." And then no one can find Jarvis. One of the people who was burnt to a crisp is alive, and they try to find a hospital bed for him. The guy that had his jaw removed is still alive and has talked to police about the 10-eyed man. And then she goes back to her apartment, and 10-eyed man is there, and like you think at first like, oh shit, but then you like, she is like, I can't protect you if you don't stay in the apartment. He's like, well, I needed this to protect myself from the ghost of Amadeus Arkham, which is like this continuing trend throughout this comic book, is talking about the ghost of Amadeus Arkham, which is a trend in the original Arkham Asylum video game. So I think it's really cool that they are bringing that up as well. And so you have that going on, and then there's that monologue again. And at the very end, and she's talking about Jericho, who is this guy who was horribly burned when he went to Iraq. And like, she's like, he never stepped foot in the asylum. Like, he was a patient of mine who had to mumble certain mantras to himself to keep the PTSD at bay that constantly tried to overcome him. And I didn't even see him until after the beatings. And then everything changed. But if I can just help one person, while you see like 10-eyed man with his like ritual circle, everything will be worth it. Which is a direct line from what she was saying to the officer. This is a really like messed up story. Very gruesome, very intense, but it's based on the Arkham games. So I don't know if it is in line with the games or it is its own little like sub-universe. I don't know yet. I don't think Jocasta was ever talked about in the Arkham games. Joy Jocasta. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Yeah, I don't know. I am looking it up right now, which is something I don't normally do. Yeah, she's only in it seems like she's only in this storyline. So I don't really know what happened. Apparently this is actually post Joker War, which I have no idea what that is. I might have to go back and read it. But yeah, like I because of what I've been reading, I'm not really used to the gruesome nature of things in comic books. Like, most of the comic books I've read, they're intense, but they're not creepy or unsettling yet. Like, I've read like the first 50 issues of Nightwing. I'm rereading them for your entertainment, for the reviews. But there's like one villain I remember that was kind of unsettling, but really most of them have been your not run of the mill comic book villains, but like mob bosses and stuff like that. Like, nothing super crazy. But yeah, so I'll see you guys tomorrow when I read a random company's book. So bye.